to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Calhoun.
Here.
Dempsey.
Here.
Fournier. Krapp.
Here.
McGarity.
Here.
Rick.
Here.
York.
Here.
Move to excuse Commissioner Fournier.
Support.
Questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Krapp.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
York.
Okay, moving on to announcements, acknowledgements, communications, and reports. We will address our Juneteenth proclamation. Sorry, I had to load there for a second. Whereas President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, formally abolishing slavery in the United States of America, and whereas when Union Army General Gordon Granger landed at the Texas port city of Galveston in 1865 as the Civil War drew to a close, one of his first actions was to read General Order No. 3, which stated all slaves are free and former masters and slaves have absolute equality of personal and property rights, and whereas the main goal in having Juneteenth celebration is to commemorate and perpetuate the heritage, culture, and contribution of African Americans, and whereas June 19th has a special meaning to African Americans, is called Juneteenth, combining the words June and 19th, and has been celebrated by African American communities for 155 years. And now, therefore, I, Laura Kropp, Mayor of the City of Mount Clemens, on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby declare June 19th, 2025 as Juneteenth in the City of Mount Clemens, Michigan, and urge all residents to become more aware of the significance of the celebration in African American history and in the heritage of our nation and city. Okay, is there anyone else who has any on the commission, has any announcements, acknowledgements, and communications? Okay, we'll move on to adoption of the agenda.
Move to adopt the agenda.
Support.
Questions or comments about the agenda? Call the roll, please.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Krapp.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
York. Yes.
Okay, this is the portion of the meeting, the first opportunity that we invite the public to address the commission. We ask that you give us your full name, your residential address. We also want to let everyone know that we do not answer your questions immediately today. We answer questions from the previous meeting at this meeting. If you would like to address the commission, we ask that you come to your microphone, give us your residential address and your full name for the record, please. Come on up to the microphone.
Yes, hello everyone. How you doing? My name is Angela Cope. I live in Roseville, on 11 Mile and Gratiot. Well, for now, I guess. But I just want to address some concerns I have with the mayor's office and with the library. I was told that the library board oversees the, was appointed by the commissioners. But I'm having some issues with the library board, not just in my concerns regarding some issues at the library. I also have requested some ADA accommodations at the library, but the director, Kathy, is not compliant to any of that. I haven't heard from her at all. And I gave everybody like a copy of my complaint, a detailed narrative of how I feel like I've been just treated poorly by the library staff, and the library board is not doing anything about it. So I'm asking, can the commissioners, address the board who they appointed to look into my concerns? And I also had an issue too with the mayor's secretary, Elaine. She told me that the commissioners have nothing to do with the library, which is true, but she left out the part that the commissioners appoint the library board. So she was not being completely honest about all that, but I thought she was kind of rude too towards me. So maybe you can address that also. But I just want my concerns to be addressed about the library. I just feel like I'm not being treated equally and fairly as a disabled African-American female at the Mount Clemens Public Library by the staff, particularly by the director and Pacific librarian named Christy. I just feel like I'm being treated poorly. That's all. I just want my concerns to be addressed.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the commission at this time? Come on up to the microphone.
Hi, Connie Stevens, 110 Michigan Street. So for years, this has been going on with the smell down there, the water treatment plant. It seemed to have been taken care of, but now it's back smelling. I'm calling every week. Sometimes I reach someone, sometimes I don't. I know a few years back, like weekends, for instance, or off hours when you're closed, I was to call the sheriff's department for the on-call person. Well, I called there last weekend. They don't even answer the phone. Hit 8 for non-emergency. So I'm stuck with this smell. Yesterday, this is the first time this has happened that I know of. I was going to a birthday party on Father's Day, and I stepped out of my house. It was reeking horribly. I went up to the gas station, filled my tank up, got ready to get back in my car, and honestly, it was on my skin. I smelled like that sewer. So you can't open your windows. I don't know. I seen a truck down there today. I don't know what they were doing. But this has been going on for 20-something years. I haven't been up here in a while, but I don't know.
We don't answer questions
Okay.
for residents immediately. Right,
Yeah,
there'll
it's
be
been a while since I've been up here, so.
there'll be an answer, and you can leave us your, contact number, but it sounds like, you've called our office, so we
Oh, yeah.
we should have it, and we'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the commission at this time? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to administrative responses to issues or questions raised during previous meetings. Mr. Shipman.
At the June 2nd, 2025 commission meeting during public comment, the following questions were asked. Can the city install a pavilion in Shadyside Park near the splash pad along with additional picnic tables? So this request has been forwarded to the Recreation Director for discussion by the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. The resident stated his son was the first African-American firefighter hired in Mount Clemens and wanted to know if his son will be part of the permanent record. Just want to note that the photos of all Mount Clemens firefighters are on display at the Mount Clemens Fire Department, and that at an upcoming commission meeting that coincides with the family schedule, Dwayne Thompson will be awarded a certificate of achievement as the first African-American firefighter hired in Mount Clemens. Another question was asked, has the problem with the deer population in and around Shadyside Park been looked into? Yes, white-tailed deer are under the governance of the Department of Natural Resources. The DPW director contacted the DNR, and they sent resource guides on how to deter deer from areas containing residential homes. The guide has been posted on our website. We have requested to speak to someone within the DNR about possible removal of the deer. The DPW director and the DNR representative have missed each other's phone calls as of this writing. Another question was, can we install permanent bathrooms and running water at Shadyside Park? The answer is this request has been forwarded to the Recreation Director for discussion by the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. And I'm sorry, Teresa, I know you asked what that price might be. It's approximately $150,000. At the previous meeting, a former city employee made accusations against the city regarding his termination. The city has a different account of the circumstances surrounding his separation from the city. The city attorney has indicated that this is not the forum to discuss those details. The former employee also made accusations regarding improper activities occurring at his former city department. Those allegations were investigated and no wrongdoing was found. That's all I have.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Shipman? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to approval of minutes.
Move to approve the minutes as presented.
Support.
Okay, questions about the minutes? Seeing none, call the roll, please.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Yor. Yes. Calhoun.
Yes.
Moving to general business 9A, public hearing for the Upshaw family commemorative street naming.
Move to open a public hearing for the Upshaw family commemorative street naming. Support.
Mr. Shipman?
The city is in receipt of an application seeking the commemorative naming of Kibbe Street from southbound Gratiot Avenue to Barber Street after the Upshaw family with the name Upshaw Way. Pursuant to city policies, after receipt of the application, notice was posted in a public place and published in the Macomb Daily on May 5th, 2025, advertising a 30-day review period. After the 30-day review period and public comment period, this request is now on the agenda as a notice public hearing. Fees associated with administrative and hard costs for the sign or plaque placement will be at the expense of the applicant, such as sign procurement and installation costs. Names of honoring individuals should be based on the following criteria. One, they made a lasting and significant contributions to the protection of natural or cultural resources of the city of Mount Clemens, made substantial contributions to the betterment of the city, which has positively impacted the lives of citizens of the city of Mount Clemens, be associated to an economic development or redevelopment activity in fulfillment of the city's mission, commemorates a significant historical event, contributed outstanding civic service to the city for a minimum period of 10 years. An individual who is to be honored shall be deceased for a minimum period of 3 years.
All right. So this is a public hearing on the Upshaw family commemorative street naming, which means that we allow the public to come to the microphone and address the commission on this topic only. So if anyone who would like to have any comments, please feel free to come up to the microphone. Come on up.
Hi, everyone. Vince Howard, 94 Park, Mount Clemens. Just hope that that would be able to be approved. You know, I think it's a worthy accomplishment, you know, and the street naming for the Upshaw family will be a positive point for Mount Clemens. Just everyone will be able to enjoy it, and I think it's just a good point, you know, for the people of Mount Clemens as a whole, you know, just a positive point, you know. So I think the board understands, you know, have confidence at the board, and hope that they can, you know, pass this through. So appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Ruthie Stevenson, 69 Bain Street. Bonner Upshaw, the head of the family, accomplished so much in the city of Mount Clemens, law enforcement and other things. And his family have went on to do significant things in the political area, as well as Dorothy and all the rest. And I think this is a good decision and a good way to commemorate someone who has been a first, and I hate first. We should always be there, but I commemorate the Upshaw family for this commemoration, and hopefully the city will pass it.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the commission? Okay.
I move to close. Can it be somebody different?
Yep, yep.
I move to close the public hearing for the Upshaw family commemorative street naming.
Perfect. Support. Excellent. Anyone have any questions or comments about the closure of the public hearing? Call the roll, please.
Crop.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
York.
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the commemorative naming of Kibbe Street from southbound Gratiot Avenue to Barber Street after the Upshaw family with the name Upshaw Way.
Support.
Any questions or comments from the commission? Okay, call the roll, please.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
York.
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes. Okay, motion passes. All right, we'll move on to general business 9B, approval of Ritz 99 LLC conditional marijuana establishment permit extension. I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve a one-year extension from Ritz 99 LLC for the additional marijuana retail establishment permit located 395 Groesbeck Highway, which will expire July 28, 2026.
Support.
Mr. Shipman?
On July 29, 2024, Ritz 99 LLC was granted a conditional marijuana retail establishment permit to operate at 395 Groesbeck Highway. Because of the proposed establishment's proximity to the Griner Drain, the company has been unable to begin the construction process. Ritz 99 LLC is currently working with the Macomb County Drain Commission to find a solution to the problem and begin construction as soon as possible. Because of this delay in commencing business operations, Ritz 99 LLC is seeking a one-year permit extension pursuant to 24.117, Section 7D of the city's marijuana business ordinance.
Okay. Questions or comments for Mr. Shipman?
395 or 397? Or is it both?
Did they get assigned an address, Brian, to the vacant piece yet, or?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe the vacant piece might be 397.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks.
Do we need to list both on the motion, Brian?
The motion doesn't have the address.
Does. Yes.
Oh, yeah, 395.
That's what they have on their application. So
So that's,
Yeah, I think at the time of their application, they hadn't got assigned a new number yet, which is
Right.
probably why that wasn't on that yet.
I mean, do we need to play it safe? Do you want on both, or if we can amend the motion? Or do you want to
It should
just,
state 397.
And
It
then the
should
motion to,
so you want to,
97.
so you amend it, okay. And then whoever supported? Eric,
Commissioner
right?
Rick.
So you're okay, okay. All right. Anybody else, questions or comments? Good save there.
Yeah.
Call the roll, please.
Rick.
Yes.
York.
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
yes.
Crop.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Okay, moving to 9C, the obelisk agreement.
Move to approve the agreement between Macomb Cultural and Economic Partnership and the City of Mount Clemens for the installation and maintenance of an obelisk sculpture on city-owned property.
Support.
Mr. Shipman.
The Macomb Cultural and Economic Partnership is a nonprofit organization providing opportunities to explore and better understand cultural diversity worldwide. They are equally committed to ventures that promote the success of Macomb County communities. MCEP believes that all vibrant communities should have art. The presence of art can enhance the quality of life and the economic climate in a community. In 2018, MCEP began working to do their part with a sculpture project focused on our neighborhood of South Mount Clemens. In partnership with the Michigan Sculpture Initiative LLC, this now ongoing project hosts outdoor sculptures created by Midwest artists for a period of 1 year, at which time the sculptures are removed and replaced by new ones. MCEP also installs permanent sculptures for display in selected locations. MCEP is requesting to install a permanent obelisk on the city-owned right-of-way property located between South Main, entering southbound Gratiot, and the terminus of South Main into the parking circle. And you can see that on the attached diagram. The MCEP will be responsible for all costs related to the construction maintenance, and upkeep of the obelisk. Attached is a proposed agreement between the MCEP and the city spelling out the details for the location, installation, care, and maintenance of the obelisk. This agreement was drafted and approved by the city attorney.
Questions, comments about the sculpture? I think it's going to be a really neat, something different than some of the other artwork that we have in the city, and it's going to be 3D printed, and it's quite large, so it's kind of neat that that's the technology now. So, anybody else have any questions or comments?
It's mostly concrete, nothing that can rust, right?
Right. All right. Anybody else? Call the roll, please.
York,
Yes.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Crop,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Okay, 9D, approval of the Community Energy Management Grant Agreement for the purchase and installation of EV chargers.
Adopt the agreement between the City of Mount Clemens. Make a motion to adopt the agreement between the City of Mount Clemens and Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, EGLE, for the purchase and installation of EV chargers.
Support.
Okay, Mr. Shipman?
Might have to go to paper.
I
Doesn't
know,
wanna
mine's
load
not
for
loading
me.
either.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. The city has applied and received reimbursement grant funding in the amount of $86,744 for the replacement and installation of electric vehicle chargers. It is anticipated that the grant funding allocated will replace the EV chargers on Main Street near Rotary Park and the Roscop lot behind the Emerald Theater. It will also include the purchase and installation of the EV chargers in the New Street Municipal Parking Lot. The attached agreement between the City of Mount Clemens and Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy spells out the scope of the project as well as the reporting requirements. The agreement has been reviewed by the city attorney.
Questions, comments?
I have a comment. Resident Jason Carberry has been a huge proponent of us getting this done. And so here we are.
Yes.
We're getting it done.
I want to mention, want to thank the city staff for going for this grant. It felt like a long shot when it all kind of went down. And it's exciting that we are going to be replacing very antiquated chargers in the Roscop and the Main Street lots. You can't get parts for the ones that we have anymore. Several of them don't work at all. I believe it's only one each now work. So it's and especially with how many more electric vehicles are on the road, this is exciting. And then also we were anticipating the cost in the New Street parking lot for these chargers, so that does alleviate some of the burden on the city's portion of the, so I want to thank the staff for making that happen. Is there anyone else who'd like to comment? Call the roll, please.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Crop,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
York.
Yes.
Okay, moving to 9E, City Commission meeting dates, 2025, 2026.
Move to approve the schedule of regular city commission meeting dates for the 25-26 fiscal year as presented.
Support.
Questions or comments about the dates? All right, hearing none, call the roll, please.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Crop,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Okay, 9F, 24-25 budget amendments. I'll entertain a motion.
There it is. I move to amend the City of Mount Clemens 2024-2025 fiscal year budget to cover the anticipated activity for the funds as presented in the attached summary of amendments.
Support.
Mr. Shipman.
Attached, please find the recommended city budget amendment for the general fund, major street fund, local street fund, dial-a-ride fund, and ice arena fund. Michigan's Uniform Budgeting and Accounting Act, as amended by Public Act 621 of 1978, requires subsequent amendments to the original adopted budget for any function that exceeds its budget appropriation. As we near the end of the fiscal year, our projections for activity through June 30th and the resulting proposed amendments tend to be more conservative so as to ensure departments and funds do not result in budget overages. General fund highlights: the amendments to the general fund revenue and expenditures are bringing the budget up to expected actual results based on the activity through May 31st, 2025 for a variety of line items. As discussed at the previous budget meeting, the local street fund, rather than the general fund, will be receiving $1 million of ice arena sales proceeds to support planned road projects. The overall effect of these amendments on fund balance is an increase of $788,420 for an expected ending fund balance of approximately $10.8 million. Major streets, local streets, dial-a-ride, ice arena bond fund highlights, very minor adjustments to various revenue and expenditure accounts, with the exception of the transfer in from general fund of $1 million to local streets, to be substituted with the $1 million transfer from the ice arena sale proceeds.
Okay, any questions or comments about these amendments? Okay, hearing none, call the roll, please.
Crop,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Okay, moving to the consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
And support.
Call the roll, please.
Crop,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Shipman, city manager's report.
The next Historical Commission Speaker Series is scheduled for Sunday, June 22nd at 1 p.m. The event will be hosted by the Crocker House Museum, and the topic will be the history of Mount Clemens Rose Gardens. Registration for this free event can be done at www.evenbreak.com. The Department of Public Services has received one of the two new Ford F600 dump trucks ordered last year, with the next one due for delivery within the next couple of weeks. These trucks will be utilized for many purposes within the department, including snow removal and salting operations during the winter months. City offices will be closed on Friday, July 4th, 2025 for the Independence Day holiday. There will be no refuse pickup on Friday, July 4th. Pickup will run one day behind schedule. Friday's pickup will be picked up on Saturday, July 5th. City offices will also be closed on Thursday, June 19th for the Juneteenth holiday. Refuse pickup will run on normal schedule. Over in Recreation, A&M Comic Book Club starts this Saturday, 6/21/25 at 1 p.m. at the Carnes Community Center. Participants will be reading, writing, and learning how to draw their own comics. Also have the Senior Art Workshop that will be hosted at the Anton Art Center on 6/26/25. There's limited space, so sign up today at mountclemensrecreation.org. The Mount Clemens City Clerk's Office mailed nearly 700 business registration applications to Mount Clemens businesses this spring. In accordance with City Ordinance 20.284, businesses are required to register annually with the city clerk. This registration is necessary so that the city can keep adequate records of the types and locations of business activities and to ensure that adequate services can be supplied by the fire, police, and DPS departments. Business registrations also provide city officials with important emergency contact information. Business registration forms and fees are due June 30th, 2025. All business registrations received after that date will be assessed a $25 penalty fee. Community events, we have Uptown Friday Night Concert, Friday, June 20th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., featuring 5 Second Fuse, just classic rock and modern hits. That'll be on the main stage on North Walnut. Have the Independence Day celebration fireworks, Friday, June 27th. Be a concert at 7:30 p.m. on the riverfront featuring the Gobies. Fireworks will be at dusk, approximately 10 p.m. Also, we have Gino's Surf, presents special guest DJ Godfather. He will transform northbound Gratiot into a giant street party as we wait for the sun to set and the fireworks to begin. Uptown Friday Night Concert, Friday, July 11th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., featuring Tom Bartolome. It's funk, fusion, and jazz. Be on the main stage on North Walnut. And we have another Uptown Friday Night Concert series on Friday, July 18th, featuring Credence, which is a CCR tribute band. It's on the main stage on North Walnut. For information on any of our events, you can call 586-469-4168.
All right, questions or comments for Mr. Shipman? Seeing none, we will move to the second opportunity that we invite the public to participate in the meeting. All that we ask is that you come to the microphone, give us your full name, residential address, and you abide by our 2-minute rule. Again, we will answer questions from tonight's meeting at our next commission meeting. If anybody would like to address the commission, they are welcome to come forward.
Deshaun O'Neill, 825 Clinton River Drive. I don't know if it was you or Mr. Shipman that said something about the former employee made a complaint. One of y'all lied. This man ain't nothing but a fraud. He set up here, this is the Mount Clemens, city of Mount Clemens dumpster, where he allowed them to put tires in there. You set up there and lied and said that the allegations were false. I got 4 days of video. So when it come out, how's he going to explain it? I gave y'all a chance twice to try to fix this. Y'all did nothing. And you sitting up talking about the lawyer. Don't nobody give a fuck about the lawyer.
I'm sorry. You are not allowed to use vulgar language.
You sitting up there,
Excuse me.
I won't use vulgar language.
Thank you.
You sit up there and lied. You know these people was dumping them tires. This is the city of Mount Clemens logo. This is a video of 4 days. You swept it up under the rug so y'all can fire me. Because I didn't shut up. You said that. He came down there and saw it himself. This is videos of 4 days. How you going to explain that when it come out? It's coming out. It's a process. I could have been put it on Facebook. I ain't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to do that. I'm going bigger than that. These people, I don't see nobody but you two. All them doesn't matter to me because y'all got the last say so. You know you lied about that. This is the city of Mount Clemens logo. This is the dumpster that they was putting the tires in. This is a video that I got paused. They put them tires in the dumpster and you fired me because I wouldn't shut up about it. You did that, Mr. Shipman. Excuse me for my language. I apologize to everybody for cursing. But this is not right. You allow them to do that. They're going to come up here and sit up here and say, oh, it's nothing that can be proved. There's no allegation. He just saying that. No, the video will come out. How are you going to explain it? This is 4 days of worth of footage. His name is in it. He came down there and saw the tires. Mr. Kevin Donaldson. He came down there. He saw them with his own eyes. He could say he didn't, but his name is in the video, so how can he deny it?
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the commission? Hearing none, we will move to commissioner comments. We'll go with.
Where do you want to go? I have nothing.
Okay, we'll go that way. Commissioner Calhoun.
Oh, boy. I have a page. I'll
That's
keep it
why
short.
I
I'll keep it short. So first I want to thank Janet John, Nancy Demling, Connie Teschler, and Moms Demand Action of Macomb County for working with locally elected officials around the county to hand out gun locks and share important gun safety information. Thanks to this partnership, we were able to distribute 120 gun locks over 2 days in Mount Clemens, and we had some great conversations about gun violence prevention and suicide prevention. Let's see here. Thank you, Mayor, for the proclamation about Juneteenth. Juneteenth is an important day in American history. This holiday was first celebrated in 1866, and it's been a federal holiday since 2021. It gives all people in our community an opportunity to reflect on the fact that everyone who lived under a system where you were treated as less than a person, them surviving, resisting under that oppressive system, and maintaining their humanity under that oppression was a huge act of strength. For 2 years after they had been freed by President Lincoln, they had no clue that they had been freed until Gordon Granger and his troops went into Texas. And so I just want to talk about how we can put words on a page, but it was action that actually freed those people. And so I just want to encourage everyone to take time later this week on Juneteenth to think about how you can contribute to a world where everyone has, as it said in that proclamation, absolute equality. Let's see here. Outside of that, I just want to speak about the assassination and attempted murder of public officials in Minnesota. One of the really great things about the United States is that we have citizen legislators where people put off their lives and time with their family to go and serve the public. And so the fact that a man went and because of ideology that was different from others decided to murder people, that was his solution. That is unbelievable. And the concern for me is of course that happened, but when you look online and you see how people are reacting to it, you're saying, oh, people have brought this upon themselves, and I mean, just some of the nastiest things you can imagine. And so, that was in Minnesota, there were people from Michigan on the list that this person had who were members of Congress. And so I just, as public officials on this board, one, I think it's important that we mourn with the family of Representative Hortman, who was murdered, and hope for a speedy recovery for Senator Hoffman, who's still fighting for his life. But I encourage everyone, regardless of your differences with anyone else, politics is serious, but we have a democracy for a reason. If you're unhappy with someone, you don't vote for them. And these conversations that we have with people, online and in person, they've got to change. And so that's what I want to say, but I'm extremely disturbed by what happened. That is all.
I think we join you in that. It was really difficult to explain that to my children.
Yeah.
Commissioner Rick.
Thank you. First, I'd like to specifically thank American Legion Post 4 for their respectful retirement of over 4,000 flags this year. They do that on behalf of a lot of other organizations. It's a big project, and they do a great job with it. I'd like to thank everyone involved in putting together the Urban Street Fair last weekend, as well as the Sat Art Day celebration at the Anton Art Center. It was an amazing weekend to be downtown Mount Clemens. I'd also like to specifically congratulate Mount Clemens High School for graduating 98% of their seniors,
Yes.
with one more finishing up this summer, which will bring them up to 100%. That's friggin' awesome. I'd also like to thank the mayor for continuing to serve in progressively higher leadership roles in SEMCOG. It's a regional collaborative between local governments, and the mayor's work there has been instrumental in the city understanding how and being able to get a lot of the grants and collaborative partnerships. And I really appreciate the time you put in there. It has paid immense dividends. I'd like to congratulate and thank the Sevens Committee for their 7th annual back-to-school giveaway and basketball tournament coming up.
Proud mama.
It'll be 16 August, if anybody's curious, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Shadyside Park. Starting that kind of a program is not always easy, but they've been doing it 7 years. I think it's going to be another one of our long-term city events, which is really cool. I'd like to also thank the Planning Commission. I sat in on their meeting earlier this month. It's the kind of committee that their work is a bit thankless. It's very detail-oriented, and I appreciate the time and diligent deliberation it takes to do that job right. And if you're interested in doing something similar, there are openings always available on many of our committees, commissions, and boards. You can check our website or call City Hall for more information at 586-469-6800. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner York.
Thank you. I want to thank the people who joined us here tonight on a beautiful summer evening. It's not a large amount of time, but it's giving up your time regardless. So we appreciate seeing people in the audience and and like to hear what it is you want to bring forward for us to hear. And I'm truly honored to be part of this group up here who makes decisions and votes on things. It's great to be part of the decision for the naming of Upshaw Way and the Juneteenth commemorative. It really, it's a great group to be a part of. Lots of fun summer activities in Mount Clemens, truly something for everybody. There's just such a variety. And congratulations and thank you, I guess would be the right word, for all those who are really keeping us updated on the downtown project. Things are going along maybe faster than we anticipated for some things. Sorry. But it's kind of fun to watch it come along. And I know the businesses are really anxious. So thank you to all those who continue to support our businesses who are affected by that. That's it for me, thanks.
Thank you. Commissioner McGarity.
I'm gonna be quick because Miller Brothers said they'll hold my ice cream till 9. Tonight.
Well, it's only 20 to 8.
So I just wanted
Please don't
to,
take an hour.
The Upshaw Way, 58 minutes. The Upshaw Way street naming just made my heart warm because if you lived in Mount Clemens all your life, you grew up around an Upshaw, and I guess how we say it, they're good people. They're really good people, and now I have the honor and privilege of working with Malia, which is my cousin, but I'm working with Malia, and she is with the Zeta organization that will be spearheading the Juneteenth this Thursday at Cairns Center from 11 to 2. You talking about, it's gonna be very powerful and moving, but we're gonna all leave very uplifted. We will have a panel discussion that kicks off right at 11, and our very own Ruthie Stevenson is going to be part of that panel discussion. Nelson Jackson is going to bring some history about Mount Clemens School that I did not even know happened in the 70s, but it's related to Mount Clemens. So I invite, if you can just come for the panel part, anybody can make it, it's free. We have vendors that will be there as well. It's just going to be a good time, and we will end doing some dancing and learning some new hustles, of course, with Malia. But I wanted to share Macomb Community Action Center does have funding for utilities, DTE, and consumers' energy, as well as eviction. And I must say that we have been getting calls, and I ask, how did you hear about us? These are new people. They watch these videos. This little bit that we see here, there are a lot that watch afterwards. So continue to share with your family members if they need some help, to just give us a call at 586-469-6964. Offices of Senior Services is 586-469-5228. They have services as well. Just give us a call and we'll help guide you. Let's continue to support our Mount Clemens businesses during the construction, as Commissioner York stated, is coming along pretty quick, but they still need our help. So if you can take a friend to lunch or some coffee or some dinner, visit downtown Mount Clemens or get a gift card and give it to a senior citizen. Speaking of, the last thing is, there's going to be soul food dinner this Friday, June 20th at Cairns Center, like from 5 to 7 o'clock. So we're talking some cheesy spaghetti, deep fried chicken, and some green beans, macaroni and cheese, dinner roll, homemade desserts, and a beverage for $20. So you can't eat this, right? But you can donate $20. Just come in and drop it off at Cairns or see me and just give the $20. The National Council of Negro Women is hosting that, and we are going to take that dinner and give it to a homeless person in Mount Clemens. So if you can't make it and you want to say, I want to sponsor a homeless person or a senior citizen that lives alone only in Mount Clemens, that's what we're going to do. We're going to deliver it to that person. I'll wait for the applause. So, so I did want to share that because that is this Friday, and I'm really pushing that. It's for a needy cause, for an event that's going to be happening in November. I do want to end by saying a lot of the things that we do is not for self, it's for others. So there we go again. She did.
Time's up.
It's your timer.
So listen,
Time to go.
this Juneteenth vendor fair, the vendors pay to be a vendor. Usually you have that. 100% of the proceeds are going back to the city, to Carnes. There is a summer camp that's coming. My granddaughter has been a benefit of Carnes. I don't even get teary-eyed. And it's to help offset the cost for these kids to eat at summer camp. So vendor tables are $20. So if you don't buy a dinner, say, hey, I'd like to donate to the camp, which is $20 for the vendor table. That's all I wanted to share. You can be a part of someone's life without being a part of someone's life. So I encourage you guys to come Juneteenth at 11 o'clock. It'll blow your mind with the history of Mount Clemens. And I'm finished.
Thank you. I will have a July coffee talk on Tuesday, July 8th at 9:30 a.m. At John's Family Grill. I am taking I'm taking July and August off of evening coffee talks, so if you normally go to those, you may hopefully get to stop by the July 8th. I want to mention, since we've talked about the Urban Street Fair and the Made in Michigan Festival, the Downtown Development Association Board is looking at the data of those events. And I don't think that people realize what the DDA board does. And so what we are able to do with the cooperation of Macomb County is everyone who comes into that, everyone who comes into downtown pretty much on any day, the county has a software that we can use called Placer AI. And Placer AI takes cell phone data and gives us all kinds of information on it. It doesn't give them your name or anything like that, but it does give specific information about where you came from before you went to that event. It gives them demographic data in terms of age range. It does give kind of scary data, but needless to say, it's very useful information to make decisions about how successful was our event and what type of vendors should we have at the event. And so our DDA board does make decisions based on that data, and I just wanted to share that with you so that you know that we, I don't know, turn your cell phones off if you don't want to collect it, I guess, but also so that you know that the DDA doesn't just make decisions out of thin air, right? That we're trying to make the best and well-informed decisions that we can. I want to thank the staff for the good news in the budget amendment about the contribution to the fund balance, and having almost $1 million be added to that fund balance is very impressive. And so, especially with all of the projects that we have going on and all of the things that we're getting done, to be able to contribute to that fund balance is a huge achievement. So thank you to all of the staff that have a hand in that. I want to encourage everyone that needs it to utilize the Meet Up, Eat Up at the high school. The school district is running that program. It's a great community event that happens daily, Monday through Friday. So students who normally would have gotten free lunch, and that now have the burden of not having a free lunch because school is not in session, can go over to the high school and receive lunch. And I believe it's anyone. They don't ask if you receive free lunch or not. So all of the information is on the Mount Clemens Community Schools website. I want to just take a minute. There's a terrible tragedy today in Harrison Township with a 2-year-old boy, and it can happen to anyone. I mean, anybody who has children knows that you could be bending down to tie your shoe and a little one can take off. But I just want to mention, we're so fortunate to live around all this beautiful water, and we're so fortunate, but water safety and teaching your kids to swim will help, but making sure that we are as safe as possible around the water. So I hope that everyone does get to enjoy the beautiful lakes that we have and the river, and our thoughts and prayers are with this family and this terrible tragedy. And I too want to close by just saying congratulations to the Upshaw family. We're very proud to be able to commemorate your family and the contributions to the city. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Questions, comments? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you very much. Have a great night. Carl, we gotta figure out the chairs.